Hi guys, thanks for watching. Welcome back to yet another video. In this video we share the story of our very first kiss, a continuation of our recent video on how we met. But before we get started, we'd like to give shoutouts to some of the viewers who shared their opinions on a question we asked in our last video. The question was, who is supposed to pay when you go on a first date? This user says, I think both. It shows that you both value the time you spend with each other. While Maurice Miller says, I love the connection between you two. To your question, I think the man should pay. Thanks for taking part and sharing your thoughts on this, guys. And we will leave this question open for yet another round. Leave your answers in the comment section for a shout out in our next video. And now, get comfortable, grab your popcorn while you enjoy this video.
You know, culture is different, right? Most times here in your culture, like when you guys go on a date, at least there is like a first kiss after your date, right? Yeah, like
Depends.
no, but usually, right? Because it's not even just like Western culture shows us this in the movies, but it's most times it's true, right? Yeah, like the first kiss.
It depends.
How many dates before your first kiss?
Like maybe on the first date or on the second date. But
Now you see the difference.
Guys. on our second date, I really wanted to kiss him. I really wanted.
And it was very visible that you wanted to. I could see it.
But it didn't happen.
It's not because I was shy. I could have, but I think this was more like a cultural thing, and also in terms of like confidence and trust and stuff like that. I felt like maybe for me, because of where like my
that you
my kind of like values and things that I would like to start with the first beginning of our relationship is not like to initiate intimacy so quickly, and also because I wanted you to chase me to figure out which breed of human species is this one. Yeah, because I wanted to be different from the rest of the guys. So this was like my first thing. I was just thinking to myself, I'm not going to kiss her on this day. And I could see she was dying to kiss me, but I said, I'm not going to show her a single sign that I'm willing to kiss her tonight. So even now we are in the train, going home, and she reaches the stop that makes her connect to another train taking her home. And of course, this is like the moment when you want to like get a small quick kiss and then you run away feeling good about it. I saw she even stopped a little bit. She even held the door of the train like I'm getting out. Come on, Joe, do something. Try and do Joe, try and do something. And I saw it, I was like, no, Joe, don't do it. I was like, good night. I'll see you soon.
Okay, it sounds so funny.
It's hilarious because I was like, I'll see you soon. And as soon as the door of the train closes, I remember just standing in the train and thinking to myself, I was like, Joe, you're such a dumb guy. You just blew this opportunity. Crazy. You're not interested in her and everything like this. You should have taken it. I was confused. Then I was like, man, Joe, you should have done it. Why didn't you go and just do it? Why are you trying to show off? For who? How did you feel exactly? What happened?
Honestly, I was two thoughts. I had two thoughts. Like, first, it was okay. He kept me interested for a long time, and that was a good thing, I think, because I was so curious about him. But the second thought of mine was like, maybe he doesn't like me. It's just, I don't know, like playing or something, but he doesn't want to kiss me. So I say to myself, if he won't kiss me on our third date, I just have to take and move, or
by force.
by force, or I don't know. I really don't know. I really didn't know what to think, but I know it's just a second date, but why not? It's just a kiss.
It's just a kiss? It's not just a kiss.
Okay, I know, but
it's the moment, guys. It's the moment. It's not just a kiss. It's the moment. How do you kiss on a train? Like, really, like, how do you, when she's moving? I know it sounds romantic, but we're not acting a movie.
Before.
Yeah, okay, yeah, before. Okay.
But guys, anyway. So, on our third date, we visited his friend. And we had an amazing dinner. We spent hours there, and then we went to the city center next to the Hungarian parliament, and we tried to talk. And we really enjoyed it. It was a little snowing. It was very late, like, I don't know. I just remember that moment. It makes me emotional, actually.
Why?
Because I think that was our first date when I tried to speak much more, and
exactly,
and I saw on your face that you really like it, how I talk and how I think.
Something happened. I think, like me, I think it's not even just about like just the talk, because that time I noticed that you were a little understanding more of things I was asking you, and I was patient with her answers because I knew what I was into now. So at that time I would ask a question and say, hey, like, for example, tell me about your family, like how many, do you have sisters or something like that? And she would say, yes, I have a sister, she's younger than me. And she was responding in English. How am I not supposed to like this moment? She is speaking English. I was so happy about it, and I think that was so special.
Yeah, and we were there next to the Hungarian parliament. We stood there like for an hour or more.
Yeah.
And he still didn't kiss me.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
And can you continue? What happened there?
I think that moment was just perfect. That the place actually where we're standing was just perfect. And you know, there's something that happened that night. I think I was sold by it. You know the question I asked you at the parliament? The night I asked her this question, I said, hey, think about this place where we are right now. What was it like a couple of years back when there was no like modernization here, and there was no bridge, like a proper bridge, and there were like weird ships, people selling food down here with fish and whatever, you remember?
Yeah.
And we took it back into like the old days of that, and we also started giving our perspectives and things just to kind of like visualize that moment and go back in the past at that spot where we were standing. And for me, I was like, man, this feels so good. This feels like a really good night. And as we were walking home, I was escorting her. We reached a certain spot and I was like, don't keep her waiting.
It sounds like you didn't want it.
Whatever she's asking for right now, just give it to her. And I was like, you know what, Joe? This time, I think I should give her a kiss because I think this was just a perfect date. It was so good. It was a nice night. I loved it. And that's where we had our very first kiss. It was romantic, under the stars, in the cold winter time, with the wind blowing through our hairs. Okay, your hair, but our hairs. And it was just perfect. We were cold and my fingers were freezing, and it was just perfect. Yeah. And
that was the perfect kiss.
And after that I walked you back to your bus stop. so she can go back home. We just had a very nice evening, and after I leave her at the bus stop and she gets on the bus and she goes home, I'm going back to my house and I'm like, okay, well, I guess, did you feel good going home? What were you thinking about actually when you were in the bus?
I was so happy then. I was so happy. You finally kissed me.
Oh my god! Wow!
It was the perfect moment.
I think that was like the beginning of everything. Not just after the first kiss, but
After that day.
yeah. And you know, funny thing is, after that we just kept on meeting. Just after work, we'd go and have like lunch or dinner. You introduced me to your favorite pasta place. This one place in Budapest where they cook some very good pasta, and she used to go there and eat a lot from there, so she wanted to show it to me. She introduced me to her favorite Irish pub.
Yeah.
It was a nice place. Actually, I like that place too. It was a very nice pub in the middle of Budapest, and it's like in the middle of the city, and it's underground, and it's just amazing. Good ambience, good sound, good environment, very comfortable. We were there for some few minutes, or rather hours, and then walking home, you started laughing at me trying to read Hungarian words on a wall. There's like this wall in the city center with names and I don't know what words there. So I was trying to show her my Hungarian skills that even I took.
That was so cute. I really loved it.
You liked to hear me speak Hungarian?
Yeah, it was so good.
And she was laughing because I was saying some words wrong, but she says it's cute, so she'll accept it. And that was just like the beginning of our first 30 days. So there's not much that happened in between that period, but after those moments of like just going on brief dates, meeting up and trying to know each other, and it was just perfect.
It was. And it's really nice to just have a throwback.
Just to go back in time.
Yeah.
And just remember the first 30 days of our relationship. And long story short, it's now nearly 3 years, so we are closing in on 3 years soon of being together. This has been a very good, long, good walk with hustles, up and downs, but we are here. We've made it this far. And we're still going. We ain't stopping. That is what we do all the time. Well, guys, it's been very nice. Just I don't know if you have anything else to say before we close out, because I know I've spoken too much, right?
Yeah, but it's okay.
But it's okay?
It's okay.
Okay,
I like
if you
when
say
you
so.
speak.
You like when I speak? I also love it when you speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we spoke about everything. We really hope that you enjoy this story time with us. We shared our very first moments with you, and if you have any questions, just feel free to ask in the comment section. If you like this video, just like it, give us
Yes.
a thumbs up,
Yes.
and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Yes. And we shall be seeing you in the next video. That's been our time for today. God bless you and goodbye.